Hey everyone, this is Christerry, CEO of I Am Mastery Academy, and I want to say it's been a great year. This past convention was literally off the chain. Houston, Texas, by far was one of the most amazing events we've ever had. I'm so looking forward to Barcelona in February and West Palm Beach conventions in March. This is going to be, the next run is going to be crazy. There is no reason why the company can't double and then double again, okay? There is no reason whatsoever, right? Together as an organization, we could set our goals to do things much higher than we ever dreamed possible. But it all comes down to you specifically on what you want and how high you want to fly. Okay, you cannot go into 2022 without any goals or plans or targets or anything. You can't just wake up and say, I'm going to do it. It doesn't work that way. You literally have to imprint in your brain what the plan is. You have to put a blueprint in your brain of how to get where you want to go. You can't just get in your car and show up and leave in New York and show up in California. You need a roadmap. You need specific directions, how you're going to get there, okay? It doesn't matter how long it's going to take. It's the fact that you get on that road for success and you have it clearly mapped out. So being at the last month of the year, the pressure is on to develop your business plan. Whether you're in network marketing or in trading, you need a business plan, all right? Goals are one thing, yes, but also you need a business plan. You're running a business. If you're an IBO and you're building a network marketing business, you need a business plan. If you have a trading account, you're running a business. Trading is a business. It's not a game. It's not gambling. It is a business, and you need to know. So each one of those businesses have different sets of structures on what you want to do. Right, so this last month of the year, you have to set those structures in place so that you have a well-defined plan for 2022. That way, you know what you're doing each week. You know what you're doing each day. You know what you're doing each month. Okay, you know what you're doing each quarter. So if you're a network marketer, it could be personally recruiting, personally work with new leadership in your organization. You have to define all this and be real strict about it. I'm not as active trading as I used to be. I'm more on the investor side these days. But when I was an active trader at my height, we had specific rules that we adhered to for trading, and it kept me out of trouble. So when you look at, on the network marketing side, it's the same thing. You can't expect to have a football team it's like watching a football game and you have 22 people running around the field. If you take away the end zones at US football, if you take away the goals in the end zones, it could be soccer, right? If you take them away, or basketball, you just have a bunch of people running around and eventually they're going to get exhausted, okay? If you know what the goal is, you play for it, you got your target specific, whether it's football, soccer, basketball, no matter what it is, every game has rules and there's a structure around it. You just have to understand what the goal is, what your rules are, what your game plan is. And another thing is, don't try to compare yourself to anybody else. You can't. A Platinum 5000 can't compare themselves to, say, a Jason Brown. Two different sets of strategies. Two different goals, all right? You do what works for you. And if you don't understand how to do this, well, start with getting a pen, a piece of paper, or, millennials may not have pens and papers these days. Start typing it out of things you want to do. Like, what's it going to take to really get you from point A to point B, all right? And business plans are the most important thing you could do for your business. Seriously, You got to put structure around your business. If you don't, you're never really going to get where you're going. I say start counseling, which means get advice from your upline. If your upline isn't so active, go above them. Keep going until you get somebody that's going to clearly help you get what you want and help you get there and help you understand how to navigate this. You know, it's the blueprint. You know, you have to have your blueprint. That goes for life. You know, myself, quite honestly, 4 years ago, I was 325 pounds. I was very out of shape. I was sick and tired. 4 years ago, I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. Never healthy enough. I thought when I made a lot of money, I could eat what I want. I could relax. I don't have to do anything. And I gained a lot of weight. And I ate unhealthy. And at 325 pounds, I made a decision. You know, and the decision was, I need to get to 205 pounds. Thankfully today, I'm between 200 and 210. I sit around that range. I go back and forth, and I'm good with that. I'm a healthy Christopher Terry today. 4.5, 5 years later, I'm a healthy Christopher Terry as opposed to where I was. Now, I got to reset my goals, reset my targets, because later on, I'm going to be a healthy Christopher Terry as opposed to where I am now. I'm going to look as if I was sick today compared to where I was. So at every level, you put yourself at a particular level and let that be the foundation where you want to work from. Okay? Those of you that have been trading on demo, set goals on demo. You know, you don't have to go live. There's no reason for you to risk money if you're not really ready and don't understand. Have a set of rules. And when you're successful on demo for 2 months or 3 months or 4 months, and there's no rush to ever invest a dime out of your pocket, the best thing to do is just learn. So you always want to be in that constant mode. And Bill Britt, I call him my mentor. He was an Amway leader, one of the top in the world, if not the top in the world. And he died several years ago. But he always talked about the overcoming process. You got to constantly overcome your problems, overcome what you have in life to become better. And look, I'm human. I still make mistakes. I will continue to make mistakes the rest of my life. And that's it's simple. It's a word called life. You know, I just don't want any of you to compare yourself to anybody else. I want you to run the race yourself. And you can look at others of where they've gone prior to you. You look at the Jason Browns and David Amonetiers and Alex Mortons and Matt Roses and Yvonne Tapias and Bryce Thompson and all these top chairmen, the hundreds, the 50s. Yes, you could look at them of where they've gone before you and where you want to go. But don't compare yourself to them. Compare yourself to you and be the best you possible. There is no man or woman on earth that should ever compare themselves to anybody else. So you set up your own set of rules. Don't let anybody tell you what your rules are going to be. If that means you want to work 6 days a week, 20 hours a day, that's your model. If you want to work 3 days a week, 2 hours a day, that's your model. But you need to do something before the end of the year. Everybody's so caught up in preparing for New Year's parties. And I'll give you a little secret. Chris Terry hasn't celebrated New Year's in 25 years. I don't have that kind of time. All right? I don't want to celebrate. I get in there and I work. I work all the time. I enjoy my Sundays. Give God a day. You know, all right, can't say I take the whole Sunday off. I take some hours. I listen to Elvis Gospel. I may read the Bible here and there. But, you know, Sundays that day I've always enjoyed. You know, but birthdays, Christmas, all that, I have my own set of rules, right? But let's not focus on a New Year's party or what you're doing for New Year when you have life, when you have a business, when you have obligations to not only to yourself, to your family, to your friends, to your family, to your team, which is your friends also, and then helping them become better, helping them to overcome. If you understand how to create business plans, if you understand how to set goals, why not do a talk, a little webinar, and empower your team? Our job is to empower, educate, and elevate everyone that comes into our lives. I know I spent about 10, 15 minutes on this right here, but so important. The future is so important that we plant the seeds today so we could reap tomorrow. Do today what others won't do, so you can have tomorrow what others can't have. I love each and every one of you, and I'll be posting frequently on Instagram, social media, through these stories. I've been missing it, but I've been doing a lot where I have Matt Gribby, who's been doing all my social media. He's been posting all the videos and editing. So I just want to thank Matt Gribby for all the work he's been doing behind the scenes. He's an unsung hero, but I want to join in and start doing some more work and just getting out there. Just me living my life.